Hello, beautiful Cancer. Happy New Year to all of you. I hope that you had a great holiday season, yeah, and a great Christmas and a very good opening, let's say, to the new year. Um, my name is Iwona Rose, and welcome to my channel, Rose Healing Light. Um, I'm very happy that you're here and you stopped by to watch my video. This will be a reading with spiritual guidance for the sign of Cancer for the month of January 2023. And this will be good for your sun sign, for your moon sign, your ascendant sign, and also for your Venus sign. And you can also watch it for any other placements, and the angels are telling me also, sorry, that you can also watch it for cross watching if you wish to, and also for any other placements that you have Cancer in your chart. I also have asked, as usual, Archangel Metatron and Archangel Michael to be with us, to send us blessings and protection, so that we have a good experience with the reading. All right, I will also, just to let you know, I will also pull a couple of cards, so 2 cards for the whole, let's say, as a theme or as a message for the whole year of 2023 at the end of the reading. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. We will start with a theme for the month of January for you Cancers. And your theme is higher power. I can see also number, that's number 4. Not this way, sorry, it's number, yes, that's number 4. Okay, let me speak to number 4. I feel the message says something about, it's about steady foundations, and your foundations, let's say, for your life or for anything else that you do in life. And then coming back to higher power. So just remember, so higher power is, the main point is, right, it's all about God, spirit, universe, the source, the highest source, right, of life, of our, of planet Earth, of anything that exists. So in order to get to the number 4, right, to steady foundations, remember that you always rely on God, spirit, universe, right, the source, however you choose to call it. And I think this is the main message, so please remember. I think it's also opening to the year that that anything, just remember that even if you are building your foundations or anything that you do in life, continue or remember to rely on God, source, higher power, right, universe, and spirit, or the way you decide to call it. All right, you actually have, let's start with the present position. By looking at your cards in general, there is, and the present position, so there is some aspect or some there's an ending coming to, an end of a cycle coming to your life. And that's exactly how it comes with this. So you've got first the World card. Let me show you. And the World, number 21. And this came with the Emperor, so with the Emperor card, number 4 as well. So it's to do with your foundations in your life. And yeah, I think I don't need to, it's foundations for anything, right? For your relationships, it could be home, it could be your work, right, that you do. But let me just, yeah, so just foundations. It could also represent a male, like a significant male figure in your life. But the main message here is the World. So the feeling here is that you are approaching an end of a cycle in your life, a bigger, sorry guys, a bigger cycle. I would say for many of you, maybe even some years, right? Many years. For some, it could be many months as well. It depends what has been happening for you. Yeah, and I think this is also, this card comes with Archangel Michael. So I feel like Archangel Michael is just asking you also to be steady and to be patient with these endings, right? Not everything will come in the month of January, but that's the message. Also, those two, they are major arcana cards, and you actually have 4, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, you've got actually 4 major arcana cards in the whole spread, so that's quite a lot. And I would say, so there is quite important, perhaps either changes or completions or endings coming also through January, right? But Archangel Michael is telling you you are safe and there is nothing to worry about, right? Just to continue to have faith, continue with your spiritual truth as well, right? Continue to have faith and trust God, spirit, and universe. all right, and everything will be well. The Emperor card, so you also have, so this came also, just let me show you with the clarifying. So this is usually the second card I take, and that's also the World card from a different deck, from an energy oracle. In this position, the World actually does represent, it's not necessarily as much about an ending, even though like I feel that this is a confirmation with this card, with the World card. It also represents the fact that the world, in a way, it's opening up to you, right? So some new possibilities and new opportunities are going to come, and you are also stepping out to the world more and more in this kind of way. And coming back to, so that's just a confirmation. Coming back to the World card, it does, so number 4, as I said, it relates to your foundation, but it may also relate to, yeah, as I said, to a significant male in your life. It can relate to even like a father or a father figure, or perhaps a spouse or a partner or ex-lover. And for those who have been healing and who have been on a healing path, it could also signify that you are releasing patterns. So like patterns, past patterns, or patterns from the past. Maybe you are releasing addictions and any other toxic behavior relating to this individual, right? Okay. The past. So from the past card comes with the Magician, with the Eight of Michael. The Magician was the first one, right? Then I've got Eight of Michael, and I also have the Community. I want to show it to you together because I think it's best to read it this way. The Magician, so it all relates actually, first of all, to, so the Magician says that you have the power, or you had to understand how to take your power back, right? So it was a lot about your empowerment. It started in the past. I feel like, remember that obviously this is the end of the cycle, right? The World card. So it has been going on for many months and many years for you. And I felt like you probably have been learning how to reclaim your power and how to use, let's say, your own resources and tools available to you in order to perhaps to do so, to reclaim your power, and also to turn let's say the unpleasant situations or toxic situations into a better one, right? So, and to come out of them. It could be to do with, for example, using various healing methods, maybe doing a lot of self-study, spiritual quest as well. And so these kind of tools, this is what I'm talking about. It does come with Eight of Michael, so altogether, so this is what I've just said. Your empowerment, right? Journey. Eight of Michael is usually, it's the Eight of Swords card in the traditional tarot. But in this case, you see like the gate is already open, and the woman or the girl is just stepping through the gate. She's also supported, if you can see, by Archangel Michael. So she's obviously she's supported by spirit, by God, by the universe, also by angels and archangels, or your spirit guides if you've been working with them too. And yeah, so this is all about the release. So I feel a release, again, of toxic patterns, release of restrictions, limiting beliefs, and also various other limitations which obviously were part of your path. And this also relates, because we do have it with the Community card, so it also relates to an aspect of a group. So how you've been feeling among the group. It's an aspect of belonging, right, or non-belonging to a group or to a community, or maybe even to where you live, right? So it's a different way of obviously how you felt about it. And it's obviously all related with like you taking your power back and learning how to heal away from, let's say, old patterns, old addictions, toxic behaviors, right? How to apply yourself in a better way, right? How to make better choices and decisions. So part of your empowerment journey, releasing all these patterns, right? Working with them, clearing away. And this all, and I feel the Community card is actually, the Community card is confirming that this also related to your position in a group as well. So as I said, few different, but to a community aspect or a group, your position, your belonging, the way you have felt about it, and all of these toxic, let's say, most of these patterns were relating to this. But the good news, as I said, is that you are nearing the end of this, right? You're nearing the end of the whole cycle, and the rebirth, and this means also the rebirth is coming, and you are part of it as well. For the month, now with the Future card, because for the month of January, guys, like while this is a process, right? The World card, so the ending, and an aspect of completion, but it comes to me now as an ending, right, or an end of a cycle. Obviously, this takes a bit of time, and in January, you are being requested, because this is the future card, Five of Raphael, which is Five of Cups in the traditional deck, coming with the card of Envy. Yeah, the Envy is reversed, so it's actually a bit better. That's how it feels. I would say this will somehow show up at probably maybe closer, either during January or closer to the end of January. It's asking you, I felt straight away that the message from this card is asking you to continue to work with your emotions and with difficult emotions. So yeah, so because of any like circumstances or situations, difficult emotions may come up, guys. And the Five of Raphael, so we've got here Archangel Raphael. These are Archangel cards actually that I'm using, Tarot Archangel power cards. I think this is how they're called. Anyway, so Archangel Raphael is the angel of healing. But the main message when I took the card was about continue, and it's very important that you work with your emotions, right? So any emotions that are coming up, specifically here, this is about difficult emotions, sadness, grief, sorrow. I mean, it can be also things like anger, frustration, so like kind of stronger emotions as well, but just you are being requested to continue to work with it and to continue to release it, so that you can also continue to step through the door, right? So it's like this, to step through towards this ending. And envy is coming up to probably remind you. So envy is obviously one of these, let's say, difficult, unpleasant emotions that we experience. It could be that you are working a lot with releasing patterns from the past, and for example, envy. So envy can be projected onto you, right, by people. And I do feel that this is actually envy and jealousy that was projected or by other people, and maybe you grew up, probably you grew up in a family also where there was a lot of envy, greed, jealousy going around, right, between people, and people didn't always know, let's say, how to respond to it in a better way. And this can, and trust me guys, this can get ingrained like within you quite a lot, like this difficult, this kind of awful, let's say, unpleasant emotions. So anything that is coming up, maybe just remember that envy is part of it, like envy or jealousy. Just pay attention to it. Where is it coming? It may also come from within of you, right? Because we all have, let's say, jealousy. It's just that the more you recognize it, where you are, let's say, jealous of something and why you are jealous. So yeah, do some inner work, please. So that's why a reminder would continue to your inner work, shadow work, and healing work to understand also your own jealousy. But I do feel that there is a lot of projected, so like jealousy that stems from the past and from other people potentially even blocking you because they were jealous. And then remember that jealousy then goes, like jealousies, like the pattern of jealousy can be as a pattern in the family as well, but then it stems from underneath jealousy. It's very often ego, and it's very often fear, right? So many things like envy, for example, or anger, they do stem from fear, and then fear signifies a lot about control as well, right? And control patterns. So I would just suggest that this is what's coming here. So continue to heal, guys, and continue to release any unpleasant emotions in the future. You do have your challenge card. Your challenge card comes as a Knight of Gabriel, so this is Knight of Wands. I would suggest that this probably relate to, so it relates to a person, or it can be like, let's say, more than one person. It just may be like, let's say, interchangeable, right? It doesn't have to be one person, but a person who is perhaps fiery, or who does things, let's say, quicker than you. Maybe they do things and they don't think about it. They don't necessarily realize that they just do it and move on. But then, for example, they would have irritated you, right? So they would cause an emotion, so as we've spoken, an emotion inside of you. So I think this is how it feels to me. It doesn't have to be someone significant. It may be 1, 2, 3 people who kind of show up in the month of January, and they trigger something, right? They bring something up, they do something that is perhaps unconscious in them, but they will trigger you, they will trigger your emotion. You may not even like whatever they've done, right? But then I think the message is try not to judge them, step away from it, and continue to heal yourself, all right? It will be for the best of you and for the best of your empowerment and ascension, if that makes sense. And it also, so that's why I said that there will be, because in your environment, which actually goes kind of, well, it kind of makes sense with the challenge card, you have the Five of Gabriel, and this is Five of Wands. And all I can say with this, it just feels like there is an aspect of conflict, and this feels also like people bringing kind of conflict a little bit to your life. I don't think for many of you, because you're kind of coming to an end of something, um, I don't think that this is like a very heavy thing. It may be lighter, but sometimes even the subtle conflict can be heavy. Cancers, you are, I'm a Cancer myself actually, and you probably, most Cancers, if not all, are very sensitive. And you are obviously you are the water sign, so you work a lot with the emotions. So I think this is just a reminder that, yeah, it's like, it can be a conflict brought on by other people, not necessarily even intentionally, right? So some unconscious, let's say, conflict arising in your environment, and again, at home, at work, anywhere else. And this, but I feel like whatever arises, right, any conflict in your environment, it's going to obviously help you heal yourself, right? So it will bring back some emotion, unfortunately. But then, yes, but then Archangel Raphael and archangels are telling you just to step away from it and make sure that you take care of yourself and you take your time to heal and to release it. In your as an outcome, you actually have the Empress, and this is actually a really, I would say, a positive sign and a positive aspect. It talks about, I feel like with the Empress, yeah, it talks about the rebirth, right? So we spoke about, so the World card, the message, an end of a cycle approaching, and an ending to perhaps a solution, to a situation, or even a resolution. This is how it's feeling, but this is like, I would just say that it won't happen in January, all of it, right? It will just happen gradually over time. And the Empress, and you are, so the outcome is, so you are obviously nearing also, but the Empress, so you are nearing, let's say, a completion, or you are nearing an aspect, like an aspect of new life, or maybe a new version of you, right? So it's about you, let's say, birthing yourself out towards the new self, towards maybe the new patterns in your life that you can now build by yourself, and build, let's say, based on your own value system, which is much better. And also you coming out much more to the light. You also have this is, and I have got one more card here for you guys. This is, I take it, this is just a general advice card for all of you guys. I usually take it with a theme, so perhaps just coming back to your theme, and remember to rely on God's spirit, universe, for anything that you do. Also with your healing work, right? Just always remember, so perhaps things like meditation and prayer, it will be very important for you in the whole process. And the advice card says go for it. And I would just suggest that answers some aspect of your question, right? Yeah, and go for it means, yeah, just go for it. Just keep moving on, right? And keep moving towards the direction that you want to go, not the other people, right? But it's kind of like a strong affirmation. Yes, this is a yes, go for it. Do whatever you feel you need to do for yourself. All right. And now, so let me just take, now I'm going to take 2 cards for the whole 20. So as a theme for 2023, for the year. Let me just ask for Cancer, please. For Cancer, I don't know if this was the card or not. Okay, let me just, haven't got it yet. For Cancer, sensitivity and strength. So we've got sensitivity and strength. Yeah, let me just take one more. So I'm going to take one from, now this is from Archangel Michael deck actually. Archangel Michael, please, for Cancer for 23. And Archangel Michael is saying your home is protected by angels. So there may be, I probably feel like I shouldn't interpret a lot of it. As Cancer, you may also have been going through, and maybe part of this process was some issues around home or your living, let's say, situation. So there's a message. One message is, let me start with Archangel Michael. I feel like Archangel Michael is just reminding you, always talk to Spirit, talk to God, and seek protection first from God. If anything, kind of like, if you feel, let's say, unsteady and unstable, I think it's more about how you feel, so your inner security, right, and how you feel, about, for example, home and your living situation, or anywhere where you are at the moment. And that's just an affirmation, and Archangel Michael is telling you that your home is protected by the angels, right? And it's protected by Spirit God, um, and even the universe, right? So trust it, and perhaps maybe just write it down. That's like, it feels like it's like a message that wherever you feel unsteady or unsafe, just remind yourself that yes, pray. You can pray and meditate on it, and remind yourself that my home is protected. And Archangel Michael is asking, just, you can always speak with the angels and ask Archangel Michael to continue to protect your home, to make sure, because when you ask Archangel Michael to protect it, you are also raising your vibration, right? You are raising your mental processes by praying. And this comes also with the sensitivity and strength card. Yeah, and this does say tapping the forces within. I think it's just a reminder for you Cancers. It's also about your safety, security here, but it's also that that your sensitivity is your strength, right? So, and I know how it is sometimes, because I'm really highly sensitive, and sometimes I feel like, gosh, why is it so hard, right? Because sometimes I feel like if people are not so sensitive, they don't get, let's say, these lessons as I do, because I can feel too much and I can feel from other people, but I feel the message here. So just to let you know, for probably most of you who are really highly sensitive and maybe highly empathic as well, that sensitivity is your strength. It is also a gift of God, right? Or a gift from God. So it's all about also learning how to use it, and how to use it to your advantage, but also how to use it perhaps for the highest good of all, if that makes sense, right? Yeah. So not, yeah, but reminder that sense it's your strength, and not a drawback, right? And definitely you can tap into, so the forces within, or also so your emotions and anything that is inside of you, um, is something that is simply part of you, right? And it is there for you to be utilized in a best possible way, and bring you the strength, and sometimes teach others that the emotion or sensitivity can be the strength too, right? And just the Archangel Michael, your home is protected by the angels. Okay. I think this is it I have for you, Cancer, today. Thank you for watching the video. Please share it with your friends, or hit like and subscribe to my channel. I will be very grateful for that. I'm wishing you a good month of January. Take care of yourselves, and I'm sending you much love.